All right, I'm well aware that my last video was a 2024 lineup video, and this guy was definitely not in it, but in my defense, I was left unsupervised. Quick origins as to how we got here before we start flipping through the pages. I have been joking with Randy for maybe like 3 weeks now about starting a personal rings planner. Personal rings is my origin story. It's what I was using in 2013 or 2014, so it's either, wow, 9 or 10 years ago that I got into planning as a hobby. And my first ever planner was a personal size Filofax Original in retro yellow. I still have it, but I don't know, personal size is kind of the one that always got away. When I got back into rings more recently, so like 2020, 2021, it was always pocket rings. And in general, I prefer really small planners. So personal never really has had its moment since I started planning back in 2013, 2014. And I knew I wanted to make some more printables for the shop. I'm prepping for Small Business Saturday and been trying to get more products up. And so it just sort of started as like well, I need to make the personal ones and test print them anyway. Let me just see where this goes. And then anyway, the gears were turning and I just kind of kept adding to it and adding to it and adding to it to see if things would fit or how it would work or how it would look. And before I knew it, I had my entire planner and journal system in this one notebook, and I'm really, really loving it. I'm really enjoying it. One of the questions that you guys asked in Discord is, how do rings make me feel? I talk a lot about like my traveler's notebooks making me feel like I am an artist and really enjoying that when I use them. I think there's a lot of nostalgia for me with ring planning, but this is where I feel organized, productive, creative, and maybe playful. So there's just something about this that it feels right, and maybe it's because it was my first planner size ever, but so far at least I'm feeling really creative and really playful in it, and I'm really, really liking that. It feels very me. I'm hoping you guys agree as we flip through the inserts, and yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Okay, let me just start this over. Quick housekeeping, and then we'll get into it here. So once more, this cover is the original Filofax Original in black. I got mine from Amazon. My tabs are from Sweetfreckleddesigns. Designs. She does still have them listed in her shop, but I don't think she's done a restock in a while, but I did see Hannah set up personal rings again, so maybe she'll be bringing dividers back if there's interest. The monthly calendar that I'm using is from Peanuts Planner Co., but the rest of the inserts I have designed and made myself, and I'm working on creating listings in the shop for. But if there's an insert in here that you are really interested in, just let me know and I'll prioritize getting that listed in the shop, at least in personal size, but I'm trying to offer all 8 sizes like I normally do, from pocket all the way up to A5. Okay, so let's get into it. So as I mentioned, this is my everything planner. Everything is in here, believe it or not, and I think that has been my favorite part of this whole ordeal. So in the front I've got a moon thing. This is from Planning with Aloe, and then there's a sticker underneath here. You can't see it very well, but that was from Etsy. I have this like little half page that I designed that I really like for just like inbox stuff. Right now it's mostly like spreads to create, add to planner, listings I'm working on, sticky note, inbox dashboard, and then I always keep a couple pages because I use this front section as like messy notes inbox section. Behind my first divider is my monthly calendar, and these are freebies from Peanuts Planner Co. I 100% recommend checking out Peanuts Planner Co. She has some of the best inserts on the market. I absolutely love Avara's shop, and I think I own pretty much all of her printables. So definitely recommend those. Just kept it really simple, some washi tape. This is my like appointments, events, travel, and things like that. I'm using this book dart to track which week I'm currently in, just to try something different, and then a running to-do list down the side. I did print off just the last couple months of 2023 here. Another one of these is like a Christmas master list that I'm working on. And then I did print out 2024, and I've kind of tabbed that off so that I can find it. Next is an insert I designed, which is essentially the monthly review. This is what I've been doing in my pocket bullet journal. So each month has a rectangle, and then there's a dividing line, and basically what I want to do in here is like album or song of the month, and then a little recap. I think I'm going to go back and like backfill 2023 just to see how it looks and if I enjoy it. I'm kind of thinking I might want to make this line bigger to actually fit like a 1x1 photo album, but haven't decided yet. But lots of things that you could do here, like you could list a favorite memory or a quote and then journal about your month or something like that. Or maybe if I make this one more row, actually you could do like little mini monthlies if you want to write them out yourself and then use it as a future log. So very flexible. Still thinking about that one. Next section is my habit trackers, and this is one thing I absolutely love about rings is having all my habit trackers together, being able to add a habit tracker when I want to, and keeping them kind of grouped. So that's one thing I really like about ring planning is the ability to like recategorize information or shuffle things around depending on how my brain wants to organize them that particular month. So this is a new insert that I'm working on. It's the compact mood log. So instead of the mood log being on 2 pages, it's just on 1. The space to do like your gratitude or kind of journal is much smaller, but it's a little bit bigger than a 5mm grid, I think. So I've been able to do 2 lines pretty comfortably. And I started adding these stars kind of around it, inspired by Coley.png on Instagram. On the back, I have a horizontal monthly. Again, I made this one, but if you're looking for one, Peanuts Planner Co. 154 is accessible right now, but I think I'll probably list that one as well, just because I like having the consistent font. I like this typewriter font in my planner and want to bring that over as well. I did make myself like a little content planning spread. So basically what I did is I took all my spreads from my bullet journal and then turned them into printables. So this one's very specific to me. I don't think I will list this one, but there's just 2 sections, a YouTube where I put like my video ideas and the dates, Patreon videos and dates, and then a running list for the shop, and then just in general running list for like content stuff, either for Patreon or whatever. So that's there, and then double-sided so I can use this again in December. This insert I just listed, it is I call it an annual monthly or like a year in pixels type of thing, but I'm using this to track my cycle. The one in the shop is January start, but I experimented with a December start just to see, because typically I like starting my year in December, but now that I'm considering rings, I might just go back to a January start to keep things nice and clean, because keeping just like a handful of other habit trackers in the back of your planner when you travel, much easier than like 2 separate notebooks. So, but anyway, this is where I track my cycle, and there's like little grid space so I can put like my key and notes and things like that. And then in the back, I'm just tracking days that I'm in personal rings. We're on a day number 7, baby, as I'm filming this. The adulting log is also offered in the shop. I think it might be a bigger grid than the one I'm currently showing, but this is just my usual where I keep track of like cleaning tasks and then doctor's appointments and things like that. I just started kind of backfilling it because I knew I wanted it for while I was currently in here, and then I have a fresh one that I'll print out for 2024. This is just an offcut that I punched to make a shopping list. I made an insert for my debits and credits, so it's date, which account I need to move money between, how much, and then what was it for, and then I made myself a little tab to kind of hit the finance section quickly. This one I think I will list. This is my spending / package tracker, so it's date description, money in or money out, your balance, shipped, and then received. And then I keep sticky notes on here for packages that I order, like household things that aren't like my own personal fund money that I'm keeping track of. Gift ideas list for my family members. I have way too many columns for me personally, but I was thinking like most people, you could put like the first letter of each of the people that you have ideas for, or different categories maybe, and then write down the list, and then I will check it off when that item's been purchased. Made myself a little collections tab. This is just craft sticker paper over a 3M tab. It's not like a craft tab, just be aware. And then on the back is my wish list. I might do the wish list and the gift ideas as 2 separate printables, but if you want them like combined like that, let me know if there's interest. But wish list is, have I bought it, the date I added it to my wish list, because I'm trying to sit on things longer before I check out, what item I do want, and then categories for myself. So planner, clothing, and then I'll figure out what that third category is kind of as I'm using the insert. My date night log for when my husband and I go on dates, and then call log. I added a column here. Right now, I only keep track of when I talk to my best friend, but next year I would also like to keep track of like when I talk to my sisters or my dad or my mom and things like that, because we don't talk nearly as often as they think we should. I'm gonna make a more generic version of these, like without any of the text, and then maybe list that as like a generic log. Let me know if that sounds interesting at all. I say this like any of you might move into rings, and I do not expect any of you to move into rings, but these can also, I'm going to do like pocket versions. So if you're in like Passport or bullet journal, you can always print these off and like paste them in versus using them as inserts. So just keep that in mind. Reading log. I'm hoping to do more reading. I've got my Fourth Wing and Iron Flame over here. I've been reading those this week, but book number, title, rating out of 5 stars, and then I've got a books to read on some sticky notes in the back. Then we move into what I guess is my weekly section. So I experimented with doing like a week on 2-page, very a la Hobonichi weeks. And I've been doing this in my pocket bullet journal, and basically after filling the spread out, I was like, okay, I only like this in a Hobonichi weeks. This isn't me. It's just a lot of excess writing. So I glued 2 pages together and I went back to my week on 1-page rolling weekly. This is a different version. I just listed this in the shop. It's a 4mm grid version, so it's much smaller. So if you like having you need to get more things on a page, that one might be a good option for you. I've got 12 weeks of weeklies in here, which is overkill, but I was like, I don't want to be printing and cutting all the time, and I'm pretty settled on that layout, so that's what's in there currently. This is my meal tracker, so I guess trigger warning. I have been tracking what I'm eating, water intake, my weight, whether I eat out, have alcohol, or have dairy, and then along with my steps. I've been tracking this in my pocket bullet journal, so I just made a little insert to do the same thing, kind of bringing it over, and this has been really helpful for me personally. The tiny dot stickers are from Daiso, by the way. I think I just have a month of those, so 4 weeks. And then we have my work section. So again, just made a little tab. My work weekly is pretty specific. It's pretty bare bones, but I just don't think anyone's gonna have an interest in this, so I'm not sure I will list it, but it's basically 6 columns, Monday through Friday, because I don't work weekends, thankfully. So the first column is like a running to-do list, and I did this over here because I'm right-handed, so the more days I can put on this page works a little bit better. So the week and Monday I can write really comfortably. Tuesday, it's like I'll probably take the page out of the rings to write and then pop it back in. But the rest of it I can kind of do. And I did get asked like how is the writing experience in the rings, and to be honest, it's been really good. I think with personal size I write at a really high angle just naturally, so I hold my pen like 90 degrees to the paper almost, and I can write these first 2 columns like really quite easily, and I'll have to kind of like balance my hand in between the rings maybe a little bit, or like slot my pinky in before I kind of get in there. But for the most part, I'm not really taking the rings out for this. On Tuesday, I'll take the rings out to fill up my list, but I can check things off quite easily with it still being in the rings. So it really hasn't been that big of a problem. It's no more of a hassle than traveler's notebooks, in my own personal opinion. So, and then once we get to my daily section here next, I also take the rings out for that. So I did use like a little traveler's notebook tab and some acetate to kind of block off the beginning of my monthlies, because I am thinking, or dailies, because I am doing my dailies a little bit different, and I think I'm gonna want this for like the beginning of each month in my archive anyway. So I was like, well, why not use those tabs? I've got them, and I have so much acetate, it's crazy. So I did make myself a little vision board again, make them on Canva, and then just print them out. And then here are my daily logs. So the daily log like setup is really, really simple. It is just like a 2-column checklist with a 4mm grid and like a little bar at the top. So it's my date, my running to-do list, and then just sort of my general kind of like little memory keeping to the right. And then once I'm done for the day, I draw a line and then I journal. And what I'm journaling down here is what would go into my A6 Hobonichi Techo. So it's very memory keeping focused, and I'm printing off a lot of pictures, which I'm really liking. And yeah, it's working out really well. I'd say the biggest downside right now is because I'm just using printer paper. I can't really watercolor in here, so it's had to force me to think creatively in a very different way than what I have in a long time. However, I have found that my printer can handle printing on Tomoe River paper, and I found my loose leaf Midori MD cotton paper that I got from Jet Pens. So I actually, I guess I can just flip through. I did print some dailies and some journal pages off on that paper. So when I'm traveling, which is when I typically do the most watercoloring in my daily logs, I would have paper that could handle that. So it's been just cool to get creative and solve my own problems in a way and just think about things a little bit differently. I also made these little half pages. It's like meant to be like a 2-section list, but I just cut them in half because I had more photos this day and like more to say. So I was like, well, let me just add that in as like a bonus journal page, and really like how that worked out, honestly. Went to a Joji concert. It's when I got my 4th wing, and then I had a sticky note on here for like a messy phone call note, and I was like, we're just gonna leave it and write right over it. I think that turned out pretty cool. Don't print a photo every day, or I'm trying not to. There's been a lot of photos so far. And here's my current daily log. Okay, so I've got 30 dailies in here. And then my journaling pages are in the back. So my journal pages, again, are really simple. They just have this like margin with my top bar. And this is very a la Megan Rhiannon inspired. I've been even trying like tagging topics with the dot stickers. I really like the margin that I picked up from her. That is staying 100%. I'm not sure I'm going to continue to tag topics, mostly because it just seems like a lot of excess work to go back and find the sticker or plan where to put the sticker. I do like how the dot stickers look in the spreads, so I might just, put them down for aesthetic purposes, but I'm not sure I'm gonna have any like meaning behind them if I keep up with it. But here is my current journal page, and this is like all my other journaling. So Dear Diary, morning pages, work rambles. I've been working through my anxiety a lot in here, and it's just been so like I can take a breath having everything in one place. There's only one notebook on my bedside table, one notebook that I'm carrying around with me in the house, one size of everything, and I can't tell you like how nice that has been. Like I mentioned, I'm reading 4th Ring and Iron Flame, so I just printed out the book covers and glued them in, and I'm taking notes and writing down quotes and things as I go. I'm hoping I don't need more than one page, but that's what that is. And then behind that is basically just some blank paper and then some reference stuff. So I did turn my Stardew Valley log into a printable for myself. I'm not gonna be able to offer this in the shop because I don't own these images, but I've mentioned this before. I've done a whole like video on this and where these things are, so you should be able to find them, but they're all from Reddit. So if you Google like Reddit community center by season, Reddit last day to plant, Reddit gift guide, you'll find all these. I uploaded these images into Canva, rearranged them, and then printed them out to make an insert for myself. And then some more reference information, just some sales tax stuff from my shop. And then finally we have my sketchbook, and this was like where I was having really wild ideas, and I was like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I guess it does. I took down a blank Midori MD standard size traveler's notebook insert, just the one that comes with your cover when you order them. I have like 3 or 4 of them and I never use them, and I was like, wait, that paper is great to watercolor on, it's great to sketch on, it's great to use my fountain pens on. So I took the booklet apart and then cut down the pages to personal size and punched them in. I still have more. I think I only put like 8 or 9 pages in here, but I've been using this as my sketchbook, and every single day, and this is why I'm like kind of sold on this, because it's all in one notebook. I've not missed a day of memory keeping. I have a journaling page when I need it. My work stuff is at my fingertips, so it's like I'm not neglecting my work planner because it's in my planner, but I have that mental separation because I do really well with that in a ring planner. Like I could keep up with all 50 sections as long as they're all in one planner. And that is the thing, is like I've been trying to start a sketchbook all year. I've tried everything But the fact that it's just like in here has a section tabbed off, I've sketched every single day since I moved into this. And I'm hoping to sketch every single day while I'm in here. Like, I'm not really tracking that, I guess, so it's okay if I don't. But yeah, anyway, I'm really liking this. I'm liking how it all is together. I did trim down and punch some blotting paper and slit the punches so that I can put that in between on days that I do watercolor. And this is just an offcut, and I was like, oh, maybe I want to do a mini print, so I left that in there. And then the last section is literally just blank pages, like blank journal pages, some excess dailies, some stuff on Tomoe River paper versus my printer paper. And then in the very back, I have more of these like half pages for like just running to-do lists to slap in my weeklies if I need it. And then my page lifter from Foxy Fix. I know these are elusive, and this is how long I've been planning, I guess, as I have one of these. In the back, I have a paper clip in here, and then I just keep a pencil board. This is an A6 sized one that I cut down to fit a Leuchtturm. I just use it as a straight edge. And then in the back, I have those dot stickers that I'm using for tagging topics that I will pull out occasionally. And then in the front, I've got my work badge and a washi sampler card so that I can kind of add things in if I need to. Polaroid, this is from my trip to Iceland that I took. And then I keep this is my like special events / sketching pen. This is the Tombow Fudenosuke hard tip brush pen that just stays in the pen loop. And then right now I'm just putting my vanishing point in the rings, and that right there is my everything planner. And I don't know, I'm really loving it. It feels really natural, it feels really great. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm loving making my own printables, and it's nice because I feel like I can take that creative energy and then make a printable and be able to create a product for the shop. And it's like things are aligned, like things I'm loving, things I'm using, things I feel confident I can make, and things I think I can actually sell because I'm like, yeah, this works for me. I think it's great. So like I want to do more doodles and digital arts and move into stickers. Like, that's not going anywhere, but my confidence is so much lower there compared to like an insert or a digital, because I know that these functionally work for me, if that makes sense. Okay, so last question I got was around archiving, and I would not be in this if I didn't think I had found a solution. So I ended up watching a ton of videos, and I'm going to try 2 different things. So first of all, I ordered just some clear PVC, well, I ordered a clear PVC ring planer from Amazon. I think it's like 20mm rings. It is not going to hold a lot. My plan for the clear PVC one is to archive my sketchbook pages in there, because I thought it was like, how cool would that be to have like a sketchbook for an entire year in one of those little notebooks if I can stick with this size. So I'm going to use the clear PVC for now to just hold sketchbook pages as I finish them. And I think I'm going to archive monthly. I'll pull things out and put new things in. For the most part, other than like my monthly spreads will stay in all year. I think my weekly spreads will stay in for the quarter. My work spreads, I have 6 weeks worth, and every 6 weeks I'll flip them out is kind of the thought. I won't keep any of my work pages. I don't keep any of my throwaway notes, I don't think, but I will keep my monthlies, my weeklies, my dailies, and my journaling pages, along with any notes, lists, or collections that I think are worth keeping. So what all of that is going to be archived into is I found out that Franklin Covey makes archive binders that have this massive like U-shaped ring. I'm a little nervous it's going to be harder than I think to actually flip through them, but they look so massive. I think I can easily get 2, if not 3 years in there. 3 is probably pushing it with the amount of paper I'm going to do with like a daily every single day, but I saw that and I was like, this is exactly what I have been looking for. They have the Franklin Covey compact size will fit personal. They also had pocket and they had classic, and there's only 2 rings. So if you're an A6 ring planer, I'm not sure it would work for you with the ring spacing, but I'm gonna give it a go. I did order one just to like hold it in hand and see how I feel about it, because if I get it and it's like, no, this is this is not gonna work for me for archiving, then I'm really gonna probably backpedal and go back to my bullet journal and A6 Hobonichi Techo. But for now, it has been so nice to have everything in one place. I'm really feeling creative in this. I'm feeling like myself in this. And I don't know, it's good energy. It's also fun that the community, I'm seeing a lot of other people kind of pick rings back up again. So it's just fun to kind of feel like I'm hanging out with those people virtually in a way. But at the same time, this is like a very me setup. I don't feel like I'm necessarily like following any trend, if that makes sense. It's like I took my bullet journal, I turned it into a ring planner, and trying to keep it really simple, really functional. But yeah, still kind of cute. So anyway, hopefully that answered your questions. I hopefully you guys are excited to see this. I know I'm excited about it, so it's just fun to chat and things, see how these are going. But if you have any other questions that I didn't get to, let me know down below and I'll reply back to you. Thank you for buckling up every time I switch my mind and try a new planner. And I hope to see you guys next week. Talk to you soon.